Happy Spooktober, everyone. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is the Weekend Wake Up, and this is our special Halloween episode. I'm Leslie Gallagher, and I'm joined by
Caitlin Haristisawa. Today is Sunday, October 25th, and we are 1 week away from Halloween. We have many special guests today, including some familiar faces from the Morning Buzz. But before we get into that, let's talk about what happened on this day in history.
In this day in history, in 1962, American author John Steinbeck was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. I've read some of his books, and I'm a fan. In 1968, connecting to one of our fun facts last week, if you were listening, Yoko Ono announces she's having John Lennon's baby. And before we were talking about, how did celebrities just like announce things? Because like in 1968, they didn't have Twitter.
Yeah.
But that's what people do now. But anyway.
Yeah, it's so different. But anyway.
1978, the film Halloween was directed by John Carpenter, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. That film was released. And in 2010, this is maybe my favorite fact, Speak Now, third studio album by Taylor Swift was released. So yeah, those are our facts today. Really awesome. And now we've got how to have a safe Halloween with Kathy. Kathy, we're ready.
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. So how to have a safe Halloween? Let's get into that. So Halloween is obviously a holiday that is filled with costumes, pumpkin carvings, haunted hay rides, and of course, candy. So speaking of candy, to make it safer, a good tip when handing out Halloween candy is to have pre-made bags ready at your door, and to also wear masks and to just social distance as well. As far as trick-or-treating goes here in New Jersey, it is a go as of right now, as long as everyone, again, is wearing their masks and social distancing as well. An alternative this year when celebrating Halloween is to host a Zoom Halloween themed party, which a lot of people are doing.
WMSC is having their own Halloween party, which I actually planned, but yes. So if you're don't have any Halloween plans and you want to go to a Zoom party, you can come to WMSC's party. It's open to anyone. October 29th on a Thursday, 9 p.m. We didn't make it on Halloween because we thought maybe other people had plans, but yeah, just wanted to say that.
I'll be there, so I'll see you there.
Yay! It's gonna be fun. We planned a lot of fun things.
So instead of having a Zoom Halloween themed party, others are having small get-togethers. Some people I've spoke to are not celebrating Halloween at all this year because a lot of people love to go out. So because because they can't necessarily this year, they're trying to just kind of skip out on the whole holiday. So I'm celebrating Halloween this year by having a small get-together with 3 of my other friends, and we are deciding to just stay home that night and just bake cookies and brownies, which I'm really excited for. And as well, we're also going to be watching some Halloween themed movies. Like my favorite is probably Hocus Pocus, so I'm so excited to watch that again. And yeah, I mean, for this year, obviously a lot of things are different. We usually do go out on Halloween, but this year we try and stay a little bit more safe this year. And we also have all gotten tested just to ensure that we're not putting each other at risk or anything. So yeah. What about you guys?
That's really smart.
What are you guys doing?
I have work that day. I don't know. But otherwise, probably on that day before or after work, I'm probably gonna bake like some sort of Halloween treat because I just love like baking.
Oh, my favorite are the little
Yes.
cookies with the
Ghosts
on them and the ghosts. They're so good.
I love those so much.
excited.
They're so good. But I was thinking about making like Halloween themed cupcakes, like with like spider webs or something, but like not creepy, like just kind of cute because I don't want to be grossed out when I'm eating it. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna like, this is gonna sound sad, but I guess I'm gonna spend it like alone, but I don't know. I feel like
I love that idea. No, that's such a cute idea, especially like I love baking, but normally on Halloween I usually work. I work at an ice cream shop, so I love to work and we give the little kids ice cream if they come in dressed up, we give them like a free little kids cup of ice cream. So that was always my favorite thing. So that's what I've done all of high school. So I really have not done anything for Halloween in years, but I don't know if I'm going to work this Halloween because I'm at school. But I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, and I I'm like hearing all your ideas makes me so excited. Like I would love to do some like Halloween baking and treats and
Maybe you and I can bake over Zoom.
Yeah.
Well, I
you
don't
know
know.
what? Can we actually do that? I
Can you
wish, because
bake
I
in the
can't.
dorms?
No, I mean, okay,
Oh.
well, so there's a community kitchen that you have to sign up for, and you can go down there and bake. But that's like a lot of work because then I have to go to the store and buy all the ingredients, and then like I just,
If
so
I
it's
was
just
on
like
campus,
interesting.
I would so
You can-
celebrate with you.
Kaylin, you can vicariously live through me, and I'll just Zoom you in, and we'll pretend we're baking together.
No, that would be so much fun, and I will enjoy it. It'll be like I'm with you.
Yes, it'll
That's
be
the
like
beauty of Zoom.
Yeah.
and then I won't be alone baking by myself. I'll have Caitlin.
See, we already have fun plans, and they're all socially distanced and safe.
Look at that. And I mean, I'm sure like you like Kathy, you plan on seeing people and you're all gonna get tested for COVID. But even if you all like on like the oddest scenario ever, even if you all did like test positive, like your plans to like watch a movie and like bake, like we said, you could do through Zoom too. Like I know some people are going to parties, and I know a lot of people listening to this might be going to parties because people kind of want to blow off the pandemic and just do what they want to do. The pandemic's not over though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So,
That's
like,
the thing
big
that
parties.
remember,
Yeah, big parties are not a great idea. Not telling anyone what to do because that's not my place. But I don't even want to be around big crowds of people right now. Like that doesn't even sound like a fun time to me anymore.
Yeah. That would make me
I didn't go to parties before the pandemic either, so never mind.
Me too, Leslie. I don't like crowds, so you know what? It's fine.
I mean, honestly, the only crowds I like to be in are during concerts, but obviously that's a whole nother story. Yeah. So yeah, besides that, I just like small get-togethers.
I'm a homebody. I like small groups of friends, and
I like smaller parties over anything.
Yeah. No, in high school, all I would ever do just we would always have bonfires, and then especially I remember this one year for Halloween this year we decided to all like bake these little Halloween themed treats. They're amazing. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god. My favorite thing about bonfires is like my favorite thing about bonfires is like roasting marshmallows, like s'mores. That's the only memory I ever have of that. I just love s'mores.
I was researching things to bake. You just reminded me. You know how people will do like they'll melt chocolate and then they'll have marshmallows over it and then they'll put that in the oven and it's like a s'mores dip. I saw a version of that, but like ghost marshmallows.
Yeah.
So you put like little eyes and it looks like a ghost.
That's so cute.
It's so cute. But oh my god, I've made a s'mores dip before and like filling it in like a normal sized bowl, it sounds like a dream, but you get full really quick. It is a lot of marshmallows. I split one with my sister. We could not finish it.
I've never seen that, and I'm very intrigued. I would love to try that.
You definitely should, because all you need, I mean, like you would need an oven. So like I guess you couldn't do in the dorms, but like it's not like a very involved like baking project. It's literally just like chocolate, marshmallows, and you throw it in the oven and then you just eat it with graham crackers.
I think chocolate marshmallow is one of the best combinations out there.
Definitely.
And just amazing. But
although one of my favorites of all time will always be chocolate and peanut butter.
Really?
Yes, it tastes so good. Have you ever
had
like
a Reese's cup like that, or like
more like chocolate peanut butter ice cream? Tastes really good.
I've never tried that.
You have to.
I like chocolate peanut butter. I do. I like, you know what I like to do, since you said chocolate peanut butter ice cream, I like to put the Reese's peanut butter cups in the freezer and eat them frozen. That's my favorite thing.
I never tried that. I should.
You gotta get crafty. I've done that with Snickers. It tastes good too.
Oh, I've never done it with a Snickers. That's exciting.
Well, anyways, as off topic as we are, thank you, Kathy, for sharing some ways on how we can be safer this Halloween, social distancing, and good luck with your mini party. And I hope all of you test negative and have a good time.
Thank you, of course. Bye. Stay safe, everyone.
It's fun.
Wow. Very fun. I'm actually.
Now I keep thinking about Halloween. You're what?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm just really excited to like bake on Halloween. Like,
I thought you said you were sad. I don't know why I heard sad, and I was like, "Why are you sad?"
I'm not sad. No, I'm not sad. Like, I don't know. Like, I just I don't know. I'm not sad about not being able to do Halloween because honestly, I've been, I don't know, a few years ago I got bored of trick or treating, so it's not like I was planning to go out anyway. It's probably really sad for kids if like,
Yeah.
you know, they can't go out or like their parents are nervous. I feel bad for, you know, kids. But honestly, I feel like our age has like no excuse to like be going out to like big parties. Like it doesn't feel necessary to me. And it's like if you're missing Halloween parties for maybe a year or two, depending on how long this pandemic goes on, it's like,
It's not the end of
oh
the
well.
world. Yeah.
Like yeah. And I love Halloween. Like I love Halloween. I would love getting together with friends and like dressing up. Like I love it, but like it's
Mhm.
also like I don't know, it's kind of fun to stay inside and just I don't know, have a Zoom party. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Oh,
just so
yeah.
adapted to the Zoom life that I don't care anymore.
Yeah, we're just all used to be living in the pandemic world. I mean, but no, that's true. I agree with you. For me personally, I feel like I don't really remember Halloween being something so like big for me, especially since I started working. So I would just work, and I'd only dress up in school. That because we had to dress up. Well, didn't have to, but everybody would dress up in school. So that was like the only time I would like celebrate. So I'm just here. I want to watch movies, do
It's
cute
so
things like that.
you just reminded me like I don't know if your school did this, but in elementary school, like there we would pick a day where we would dress up and our parents would come in and we would have a parade where every kid would walk around the school like a million times and like all the like parents would like see us in our costumes together. It was so adorable. Did you
Yeah,
guys do
wait.
that or was that just
My
my
school did
school?
that too. Well, I never really thought
You
about
need
the
to do
fact that
dress.
yeah, I was like, I didn't know other schools did that, but I remember I used to love that day. And it's funny because your parents would drop you off at school and then like not even that long later, you'd be outside with them again.
I
It's just
know
an
it was
interesting
just, like
concept.
so fun. And then like the rest of the day was like Halloween coloring or like
Yeah.
eating Halloween treats and like doing fun stuff. Like wow, elementary school, I should have not taken that for granted because those are
Elementary
some fun
school.
times.
No, definitely.
What was your
But
favorite what was your
okay.
favorite costume that you dressed up as growing up?
My favorite. Ooh, okay. Okay, off the top of my head, this is just a funny story. I remember telling my mom I wanted to be a vampire so badly. So she got like the costume and the makeup and she put like blood and like fangs and my whole face was white. Like she painted my face white. And I looked in the mirror and I started crying because I was like, I look ugly. And my mom was like, but you're a vampire. Like that's what vampires look like. And I was like, no, it's ugly because of the blood and it like
That's so
so
funny.
you
Oh,
could tell that I'm crying, like in the pictures, like the makeup's like running.
that's so
But what
funny.
about you?
I usually just dressed up as a witch because I had like this black and purple spiderweb witch costume. I did that for a few years because I don't know, my parents didn't want to buy me another costume every year. So like every other year I was a witch, but it was honestly really fun. I liked my purple costume.
I think
I
the
didn't
older I
look that
got,
I didn't look scary or realistic. I literally just like a little girl in like a purple witch hat, but like I was vibing with it, so it was fine.
no, that's cute. I feel like the older I got, the less creative I was in my costumes. Like it just kind of turned into like
Yeah.
cat ears, and I was like, oh, I need a costume. Okay, here's cat ears. Here's a witch hat. Like that's literally all it turned. Like that's it.
Literally going into school with like cat ears was like the thing I did like every year in high school. And
Yeah.
every other girl did it too. It was like totally unoriginal, but like whatever.
But on a different note, we have Issa here to talk about the origins of Halloween. So I'm very excited for this. I feel like, hi, Issa.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how are you? I hope everyone's having a spooky October so far. I'm really excited. And today I want to discuss, some of the origins of Halloween because we have all these traditions that we now like are a part of and we celebrate, but it's cool to find out where they came from originally. So yeah, Halloween itself originally started as All Hallows Eve. Sounds cool. I prefer All Hallows Eve, but originally the holiday itself is over 2,000 years old, so roughly before Christianity, even like during when paganism was still very popular.
Really? Whoa. I did not know it was like that old.
Oh yeah, it is very old. All Hallows Eve. Also, it's also called Samhain in Gaelic, which basically means summer's end or summer's death, which is even creepier.
I didn't know
But
that. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm like fascinated.
no, it's okay. It's pretty cool too. When I found out about this, I was just like, what? But basically, why it's called Summer's Death, because that marks the end of the Gaelic year. Or the pagan year originally, when people still like had those traditions and morals. It marked the end of their, in a way, calendar year that they had. And it was often marked like that because of the harvest ending and because of things changing. And now that people would go into the colder months, people could prepare. There's a whole lifestyle shift going on. So yeah, it basically marked that the warmer seasons are gone. But it wasn't a bad holiday entirely. What's funny is that almost every season around the world, because like I said, it was called Summer's Death, and it kind of celebrated this idea of death and things ending. Almost everywhere around the world, there's this tradition that around October 31st, there is this this celebration of death. And this is actually seen in many European cultures, also Dia de los Muertos in Mexico and in different Latin countries, which is highly celebrated. It's also very interesting. But yeah, if you want to know, Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, which translates to Samhain, which is very interesting. But anyway, what is a big tradition that I feel is really fun, but also has a weird story behind it, are jack-o'-lanterns. Now, me and my sister, we always love to carve pumpkins. Like, I mean, whether it's a face, whether it's I don't know, like we sometimes carve like cool eyes on it, or even just like make it look like a lantern. Originally, jack-o'-lanterns started with a legend that came all the way from Ireland about some sort of, it's a very strange legend. Some guy, some farmer named Jack, apparently tricked the devil into doing something. He was a bad person in general. Like when I read the story, it's very, very long and strange. But basically, because he was bad, God didn't let him into heaven. But because the devil hated him, he didn't let him into hell. So he kind of wanders on in this limbo. And the only thing he could have as a light source, because he often comes out at night, the only thing he could have as a light source was actually a turnip. Now I'll explain more in a bit. And then what happened was that the devil threw him like burning coals from hell. So that's why the the jack-o'-lantern lights up, and he would wander aimlessly around. And people later on actually painted those jack-o'-lanterns and created those jack-o'-lanterns to scare away evil spirits like Jack, to scare away evil like monsters or creatures that would lurk in the night, especially during this time. And it actually, like, people use it to defend themselves from wolves or different like creatures that would come at night and attack their domestic animals, which is also really interesting. But originally, like I said, it started with turnips. When people from Ireland migrated here in the 1950s, turnips weren't really that popular, but something that America had a lot of was squashes and pumpkins. So that's where the tradition, which is very interesting.
See, now it's starting to make sense, because I was like, when is pumpkins gonna get involved?
Yeah, no, that's so crazy.
Long, complex story, but that's that.
I never heard that story though before. I was very intrigued by that, because and to me it's just interesting the way that jack-o'-lanterns have evolved too, like being used as something to scare evil spirits away, and now they're kind of more, I mean, we don't think that way, it's just more like fun, and people, you have more creative jack-o'-lanterns, like people paint on them, or just like fun designs. Like I saw somebody do a tangled one. Like it's not really like scary faces as much all the time. So it's just interesting how it's evolved.
Yeah, it's like a Halloween artistic thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool to see how these traditions just evolved. Like they're still a part of us. Just maybe we don't do the same thing with the same intention. Like back then it was much more serious, and here it's more like fun, celebratory, just exciting, because yeah, we all love the Halloween colors, the aesthetics, the aspects when it comes to it, and definitely the candy.
It's definitely like evolved so much. I didn't realize, like, no, I guess I just like never thought about like the purpose of jack-o'-lanterns. So like that's really cool that it actually had a purpose back in the day. Now it's just for fun.
No, it's still pretty cool. But actually, earlier where I spoke about candy, speaking of candy and trick-or-treating, Where did that come from? Because that's the biggest thing why like kids dress up, go out, decorate their houses because they want to go trick-or-treating. Now, originally, like I said, during Samhain and almost everywhere in the world when it comes to traditions around this time when they believe like this celebration of death, it was believed that the spirit world and the world of the living had like this very thin layer between each other, that the spirits from the dead and from like they say the spirit world, like you don't know what's like out there, could cross over into the living world, and they often would dress up as either beggars or people, or they would sometimes just be creepy. That's why originally Halloween costumes were scary, because like, oh, they were all these spirits, like people would have these they would wear these masks, they would look so different, so scary, so strange even. And it was said that if you were visited by a spirit like that, or if it came to your home, you should give it like a small offering, or you should respect it somehow, because it might either lost its way, some spirits accidentally wandered on, some had evil intentions, you never knew. But it was always good to be on a spirit's good side, because if you turn, that's why the name or the phrase trick or treat comes in. Either you give it a treat or something good, or it could trick you, but in a dark, like in the literal, maybe deeper, darker sense, you would just be haunted by that spirit for like the next year or the next Gaelic year, what they believe. Which is also like, now it's something that kids do to dress up, to have fun. I mean, to collect candy, to just like go out, maybe see what houses are decorated, meet friends. But back then, it was if like, and now people, like, if you open the door, you hear kids, it's something fun. But back then, if you heard someone knock on your door, they wouldn't say trick or treat, but it was something like that. You better give them a treat, or else either it's a spirit or either it's not. You're probably going to be haunted by them. So that's
so
it's
crazy.
a super tradition.
I never knew what that phrase had to do with. Oh my god. I didn't know it was like that serious. Like, wow. Now I'm like nervous. I don't know why. Like almost like imagining like a ghost coming to your door and like
trick or treat.
Like, that's so creepy.
Yeah.
I think I'm just easily scared though.
It makes the concept of Halloween that much more scarier.
Well, back then it was darker and more serious. Now it's more lighthearted, I guess, because it's not as religiously or spiritually entwined as it used to be. But still, like, it's pretty interesting to think about. And last but not least, one thing that I'm going to share is the colors of Halloween. Like, where did they originate from? Why do we like originally the color? What colors do you guys think were the last two colors of like the most original two colors of Halloween?
Black.
Probably orange is
like
the first
darkness.
one that comes to mind.
You guys are actually correct. Black and orange. Now, orange symbolizes the harvest coming upon us, and like just celebration of this abundance. You guys probably see in Thanksgiving how they have so much orange or brown, or like it just reminds of the fall, but also of this abundance. And black symbolizes death. Now, all the other colors like purple, green, even sometimes yellow or red, they came in later on, just like as marketing gimmicks to make these more exciting.
Oh, so like purple and like green have like nothing to actually do with the origin of Halloween. They're just literally for fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. But still, like, it's interesting to like see how originally I thought it was purple and orange, but it turns out no, they just added them because companies added them to make candy look better, to make like either some more exciting, just colorful, celebratory in general.
That makes sense because like purple's like my favorite out of like those four colors, but like I don't know, like orange is the first one that comes to mind.
No,
yeah.
Thank you so much, Isa, for that background, because wow, you just like put so much information in my brain that wasn't there before. And now I feel like I know like a lot more today than I did going in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. I hope I hadn't ruined Halloween too much for you guys, but I hope I have given you interesting information to ponder about.
You made Halloween better. You made it more interesting. So thank you. We'll see you next week for wellness, back to wellness after Halloween's over.
Of course. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
That's interesting how Halloween has just become such a commercialized holiday,
It's
as
true.
most things, but
What was your favorite fact that we learned from Issa today?
my favorite fact, you know what? The jack-o'-lantern um the jack-o'-lantern story is still so interesting to me. I just like it's just I didn't know about Jack in like the way that he was just like in limbo. That just blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. My favorite is actually like, I didn't realize how old Halloween was, like 2,000 years old. And I find it interesting that it started as like a Gaelic holiday because, I'm like half Irish. So like I actually have extended family that like lives in Ireland and like speaks Gaelic.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so like to me that's like really like surreal. So it's like I know like very little about like that culture, but like it's funny because it is like kind of like a part of like my own origin story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
so that was really interesting to
No,
me.
interesting. Definitely. I just, for me, I just keep thinking about how different it is, like from those 2,000 years ago and what it is now. Completely different things. Such
And
a,
like now we have like how we celebrate. The first thing we think of to celebrate Halloween is to like sit around and like watch horror movies.
Speaking of horror movies, here is Kenny with some entertainment updates.
Hello.
Hi, Kenny.
Hi. So, yeah, some interesting updates this week. First one, it is shocking, not in a scary way, but just a very surprising way. So, I don't know if you two are big horror movie people.
I am.
And I can't believe I am able to say this, but science has found what the scariest horror movie ever released is. That's right, proven by science. According to PenLive.com, a Pennsylvania-based journalism website, the 2012 release Sinister is the scariest movie of all time. When I first read this, I was shocked how science can go so far as to put emotion on actual numbers. But they did it, and here's how. Researchers, they hooked up a panel of 50 participants to heart monitors, and they observed how much their heart rate increased from watching the horror movies. At its peak, Sinister caused the heart to jump to 131 beats per minute. Personally, horror movies actually never really been that scary to me, but I still enjoy them as much as a regular movie. But I'm curious to hear what you two both think about this. What movies really hit you like that, where your heart just feels like it's pounding?
131. That's high. I've never seen Sinister, but for some reason now I'm really intrigued to see it. I'm not a huge horror movie person, but my friends like scary movies, so I've always been dragged to them my whole life. But it's definitely not my type of energy. But I think The Conjuring is really scary, and Insidious. Those are like the top ones. Those are the top ones for me.
I have not seen.
I was just about to say that as well. It scares me so much, but like I love horror movies. I like being scared. I don't know why, but like I literally love haunted hay rides and haunted houses and scary movies and like all that stuff. Because
Always want to do a haunted house.
Haunted houses, homes. What?
Homes?
They're so fun to walk through. The actors are like all dressed up and like creeping you out, and like they can't like touch you, and like most of them, like you sign a contract in the beginning. It's like really weird, but they can't touch you, but they can get like really close, and it is so scary. And they'll like jump out at you. My favorite thing to do walking through like a horror haunted house. Why do I say that? Haunted house is like to pretend like I'm not scared at all and just have like a straight face. And then they'll come up to you even more because they're trying to scare you. It's so fun.
I would not be able to keep a straight face at all. Like I know I would not be able to. I remember when I was younger, they used to do this haunted trail. It was like in the like woodsy area in a park when I was young, and it was just I don't know. I it's not my thing, but now that I'm older, like I want to try again and go to like an actual haunted house that's like inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It's really fun. I mean, I don't really think they're doing haunted houses this year. I've seen like haunted drive-throughs where people are like going through places with their cars and stuff. Like I've seen that in I think there's some random state in the US that did that. I saw a story on it, and then another place in Tokyo. So people around the world are getting crafty this year.
I don't think I gotta go to Japan.
I guess we gotta take a family trip to Tokyo. WMSC family, not real family.
Oh, that'd be so cute. They also have haunted car washes, and I've been trying to convince my friend to take her car, and because I really want to go with her, and I have not been able to convince her, but I'm going to.
How's that work?
I don't know. I just read about it.
Do that.
You wash your car with like red soap, and it looks like blood or something. I would do that.
No, that sounds fun.
That's crazy.
Because you're in the safety of your own car and it's spooky. Like,
They
I like
can
that.
get so close, but
Well, if the only difference is that the soap is red,
I would love that.
I would just laugh at it.
That would be funny.
That's
Yeah.
so
Okay, so I have some more news for you too. On AMC's zombie drama, The Walking Dead, the masked stranger has finally been revealed. Season 10's finale saw a person that was in a metal mask and two sides of being an ally of Maggie, who spent a lot of time away from the action that season. The producers have unmasked the figure underneath to reveal a man that's been named Elijah, who came across Maggie on their travels. Season 11 is going to explore the plotline and many others in a season that was filmed following strict COVID guidelines. In fact, a small part of a table read was released to the public just a few days ago. At least for entertainment, a common thing that we talk about in the show is how COVID is affecting production, but this made me think about how something I haven't really thought about before. I feel like writers now are going to have to write their stories around this deadly virus, and a lot of their original thoughts and their creativity is going to be limited by what's just safe to do. And I think it's kind of funny that a show based around an infectious zombie apocalypse is now having to work around a deadly infection or virus. That's just me. That's not the point though.
That is
So,
so like funny.
Yeah. But what do you two think? Like, do you think the quality of what we're going to watch is going to become worse?
Here's the thing is like I know media people are like super crafty and like they take on challenges like this, and as hard as it will be for them to be in production, I don't think production will become bad. Like I don't think movies or TV will suffer just because media people are meant to be creative. They're probably some of the most creative people on the planet, and if production's in their hands, writing is in their hands, I think they can work around it. It'll be like a fun challenge for them instead of like this huge obstacle. And I hope I'm right.
I hope you are too.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I didn't even think about it that way, but I've never seen The Walking Dead, but it's funny how you said that now a show that's about like zombies now has to tackle the whole issue of pandemic, which is really interesting. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I feel like shows are doing good with it right now. Like everybody's kind of working through it, so hopefully that just continues and grows.
I don't think it'll be too bad of a difference, but I think it's definitely going to affect it somehow.
Yeah, for sure. Especially how a lot of them are making their plot lines around the pandemic. Like I've heard that This Is Us is doing that, and I know we already talked about it. I'm just like I'm not as excited for it if it was just like normal. I don't know, but that's just me.
No, I think it's kind of in my opinion, it's kind of a not a cop out, but it's the easy way out for a plot line. This Is Us. It kind of makes sense for them to do it, but still, even then,
because they're going back from like the present to the future to the past, so it kind of actually makes sense for them. But like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how they're gonna fly across the country every episode. So
yeah, that's true. Like literally, like Randall's like from like going to New Jersey to like California every other episode. So I guess it wouldn't be that unrealistic. Like for them to do something kind of crazy, I guess. I don't know.
Do like a haunted plane ride.
I would go on that, except I'm kind of afraid of planes, so maybe not.
Well, then it's already haunted for you.
Yeah. I'm already getting anxiety going on a plane just as it is.
Okay. I think we got everything we can get out of that story. So, I've been waiting for this for the entire week. I'm really excited. I'm starting up a new part of my segment where I'm going to be doing a micro movie review, where I tell you my thoughts on a movie that I've watched over this past week. Keeping with the Halloween theme, I'm going to talk about Host. I watched Host this week. Host was released on July 30th of this year. And typically I won't reach this far back for a film, but this one's very applicable to our current situation. Host is a horror movie that takes place over the entire course of a Zoom call. And 6 friends, they hold a seance for a ghost and they accidentally summon a demonic spirit. And here are my thoughts. The movie reminds me a lot of a movie that's so bad that it's good, which is pretty common for horror movies. But for me, it was just so bad it was bad. The runtime for the movie was only about 56 minutes, and I feel like that could have been shortened to the point where it becomes a great short film. 56, that's great for a movie as it is, but for this particular one, it was just too long. And I feel like a lot of it was just filler, especially the beginning of the movie. It just was not necessary to the plot, or they're just taking up time for the purpose of taking up time. And one thing I noticed repeatedly was the acting. The actors, most of them, were overacting the reactions they had in the movie. In fact, I even laughed sometimes at the portrayals. I will note, though, the performances by Gemma Moore and Edward Leonard were actually really good. I hated both of the characters. That, I think, is just a good mark of a good actor. Because if I'm able to hate the character that you're doing your job successfully. As for, the big thing, the scares, the plot, a lot of it was pretty predictable, I thought. When things started going wrong, it was pretty clear what the final outcome was going to be. From then on, the movie just relied heavily on cheap jump scares that do almost nothing to make the viewer feel a sense of fear. And all that I felt was that I'd be surprised with another ghostly act every couple of minutes, completely expecting it to happen. In my mind, a good horror movie relies on suspense more than anything, making you scared even after the film is finished, leaving a lasting impression on the viewer that goes past the surface level of film, but alters the way you think and puts you on edge for an extended period of time. That's what a good horror movie does. To me, there wasn't any of this. I actually found myself repeatedly checking the time to see when it would be over, just to be rid of the cheap split-second jump scares.
That's bad. Now, I have a question, Kenny. So I was watching the trailer and laughing a lot. I was wondering if you could explain this one part, this one scene.
Yes, but I want to give my final thoughts, and I'll get right back to it.
Like, what is this?
What is what?
You see my screen?
That.
He's being choked by a ghost in the air.
Should I say? Because it will be a spoiler if I say.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
Well, I just meant the audience.
True. Never mind. You tell me later.
All right. It's a ghost. That's all I can say.
Oh, okay.
So I give Host a 4 out of 10. If you're looking for something that's going to make you jump and nothing else, I do recommend it. But to me, I see movies like that as taking the easy way out, and that's what this film does to a T. The premise is a great idea, but the poor acting and the unnecessary runtime ruin that idea to me, and making it just another cheap horror cash grab. Of course, these are just my thoughts. If you're interested in watching Host, it is available on the horror streaming platform Shudder.
Interesting. I can't even. I watched the trailer with Leslie over Zoom, and it made me laugh so hard. Like, we were both dying of laughter. So I was so curious to hear what you were gonna say about the film, because we haven't watched it. So yeah, that sounds about right. But I still want to watch it.
I would have been thoroughly surprised if after watching that trailer you came on here and was like, guys, 10 out of 10, that movie was so scary and so good.
Exactly.
I would have been like, no way. That trailer literally looks like a comedy film.
It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I was expecting it to be fantastic.
And maybe one person watched it and
I was like, this is going to be a great movie.
They probably thought it was funny. That's probably why. It's scary movie. They literally just I felt like they were making fun of a scary movie.
No, it was just bad.
Yeah. Interesting. But that's I feel there's such if you watch a bad horror movie with your friends, it's a good energy because you just laugh about it.
I was just watching it in the dark on my laptop. It was nothing like that.
Yeah. Maybe it's funny.
While you and I bake for Halloween on Zoom, we'll watch that movie and laugh together.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for it to bake in the oven or something.
We have our virtual Halloween plans. See?
They're coming together as this episode goes on. But wow. Thank you
for all everybody's wonderful ideas. Thank you, Kenny.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on the show.
Of course. I look forward to seeing what you come up with next week, as always.
Me too. I already know what movie I'm reviewing.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, we're going to pause for a second. That went on for 17 minutes and 30 seconds. So, Kenny, you're going to edit that which way you want to.
Got it.
I just need
Can I pause the recording if we're going to pause? Or should I?
I was just going to continue after that. I just wanted to say that.
It's okay. You can sit.
Okay. Amanda's next. You want to introduce her?
You want me to?
I think I talked to us. Or Kenny. Yeah.
I don't know. We were in gallery. So.
Oh, then it doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. What do I say, Amanda? I'm sorry. I feel so. Amanda's doing. Here's Amanda.
I'm so nervous.
Here's Amanda with Halloween music, just music. What?
We're gonna be listening to, or we're gonna be talking about some spooky tunes.
Spooky tunes. I like that.
Tunes. Okay.
Spooky tunes.
Sorry, Kenny. I feel like we're making Kenny's job so much harder with editing.
So let's say.
What'd you say? I didn't hear.
I said I feel like we're making your job so much harder with editing. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
You just cut it all out. It's not that bad. It's just a click of a button. But yeah, just say here's Amanda Marino with Spooky Tunes.
Okay. So wait, speaker view, hold on. So now we have Amanda Marino here to talk about some spooky tunes. Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
I was muted. Hello.
Hi, Amanda.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
No problem. It's a joy to have the famous Morning Buzz assistant producer, co-host of Monday Buzz here. Not to plug too much, but oh well.
Wow, I feel so special.
Are special.
Thanks. Well, I am a very big music fanatic, and since this obviously is a radio station, how can you not be? But spooky season is here. It is Halloween. It is Halloween time, and if I can quote Ryan, will be making an appearance later in this show, it's spooky season already. Spooky season started at October 1st. So, to get in the mood of spooky season, I have to always listen to some Halloween tunes. And I don't know if you guys are aware of the best Halloween tunes to listen to, but every season you got Halloween, every holiday specifically, Halloween, Christmas, there's always those favorite songs you always want to listen to. And a lot of people forget about Halloween, honestly. And there's so many great Halloween tunes. I don't know if you guys like Halloween music, but
I love Halloween. I love all things Halloween, and I love spooky music. So I'm ready for whatever you have.
I think back to like that nostalgia level again. Like I was thinking back to, I was doing a Halloween show for my own music show that I do at WMSC, When Sparks Fly. And we did a whole Halloween episode. And I was thinking about like how when we were little, like we'd have those Halloween parties in elementary school or something, and they'd like have music, everybody would be in their costumes, and everybody would be like eating food and like just having a good time. So some of these songs make me think of that specifically. But before I continue on, do you guys have favorite Halloween tunes, or should I just go on here and we could talk about them?
I have a couple, but I'll hear what your picks are, because I'm interested, because you're like a true music lover.
Okay, see, here's the thing with me. I very much like the classics. So I like the classic Halloween tunes. Yes, my playlist is sprinkled with a few newer songs and things, but the classics are the way to go. So I think we need to only start with what is appropriate is This Is Halloween, because that
I love that
This
song.
Is Halloween is like only like the epic Halloween song from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And by the way, I don't mean to steal Kenny's spotlight with the entertainment segment, but Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie. You could watch it either time because it fits both. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on
That's so true.
Halloween? It's like
no argument.
It's an epic tune. I again, not stealing the spotlight again with the movie segment, but I think that movie is superior to Hocus Pocus and all those other movies, and that's just my 2 cents on that. But
I like how it celebrates how holidays are different, but they all have like their own purpose and like celebrate.
Yeah. And I felt like it was always like right when you hear it, you know what song it is, and you're super into it from the moment it starts. And I could listen to it any time of the year, and I'm like,
can I give a fun fact about that song, actually?
yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's more of like a personal life fun fact, but I did dance classes growing up, and at the end of the year, you'd have like a recital that you were practicing for, and your class would, or your teacher would like pick a song, you'd practice like a dance routine, and that's what you'd perform at the recital. And like every week before the recital, like in the first half of the year, you just do like random combos, and like you do a different song every week. When it's recital time, you just practice that one song and that one combo until you get it perfect.
Literally, yeah.
So like in the first half of the year, like during Halloween, our teacher came up with this like random combo to This Is Halloween. And like everyone liked it so much that they were like, can we please do this for our recital? Mind you, the recital's in June. So we literally did a creepy Halloween dance in June. And
that.
So freaky because we were literally in like Halloween costumes. It was so funny.
I love that.
Still remember most of it.
So, I mean, another classic favorite, which I have a story to go along with it as well. The Monster Mash. What?
That was the first thing I thought of, because before when you said elementary school, I feel like I have no memory of Halloween music except for elementary school because I was in chorus and we do these mashups. And the Monster Mash is the only one I can still remember. And Thriller. That's it.
Yeah.
Those are the only Halloween songs I remember.
Monster Mash. I have a fun story. My a friend of mine, a few summers ago, we were doing a show together, and then there was like a cast party at the end of the show or whatever, and we were outside, middle of summer, like by the pool and stuff. He's like, "Oh, I need to put on a song." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Goes to put on a song and speaker. It's the Monster Mash, and I'm like, it's like July, and he's like, there's never not a perfect time for the Monster Mash. Like, it's the best song. And I'm like, okay. But when it's the appropriate time, which it is, the spooky season, I think it's perfect song to listen to during the season. So that's another one to add to the list. Also, you already mentioned Thriller. Thriller, amazing, obviously. Again, you can't listen to like Halloween music without listening to Thriller. I just think of a lot of like movie scenes and how a lot of people have been inspired from like the music video and stuff of that song. I know the dance, they do like the little like whatever this dance in the video, like I don't know how to describe it. It's a Thriller. And if you ever seen the movie 13 Going on 30, there's a scene where there's a Halloween part, and and they do
They literally like,
she gets up and the dance, and she gets everybody to do it.
Yeah.
So funny. And it's at like the giant corporate party, and it was so funny. I love that. And then also, if anybody's ever heard me talk for about 5 minutes before they know that I listen to the Foo Fighters, they're my favorite band. In one of their latest songs off their latest album, like a few years ago, one of their music videos, at the end, they actually have them doing a Thriller style dance in the video. Like they got like some of the original choreography for the video and stuff. And it was super cool. It was like all these, the point was they were in like an assisted living home doing this music video or something. And at the end, it was all these old people getting up and dancing like they were like 20. And it was awesome. So they were doing like the Thriller dance. So, I mean, again, Thriller is a classic, always puts you in the Halloween spirit. Let's see what I got next. Ghostbusters. We have to have Ghostbusters. A lot of these I've noticed too come from classic Halloween movies or movies that are associated with Halloween too, which is fun because it gives you a chance to watch the movie, and then it also gives you a chance to jam out to a song too. So Ghostbusters.
I love that song.
I forgot about that. So you just said that, and it just automatically playing in my head. And
no, I know, and it like goes on a rotation, right?
Yeah.
I've only seen the original Ghostbusters. I can't speak for. I think there was a second one, and I didn't see the newer one with the female cast, but because I didn't hear it was that great. But I mean,
another movie review.
Sorry, I'm just stealing Kenny's spotlight, and I'm just doing like a whole movie review. Also, I guess to kind of tie in to like the end, if we're gonna keep it to the classics, I love listening to classic theme songs from TV shows that were Halloween-esque. So we could take I'm blanking. Addams Family. That's always a great one to do. I can't snap. So, and then no one knows this one as much, but it's the Munsters theme song. That one's a great one too. Which, if anybody doesn't know the theme song, if you know Fall Out Boy. In Uma Thurman, it's the song that's actually playing in the background. Yeah, that's a Halloween song because it's from a Halloween TV show. But TV shows and movies are a great base for the music too. I mean, if you're looking at more modern stuff, you could look at something like Stranger Things, which is a great TV show, and that theme song, I always have that on a playlist too, like hearing that eerie song. And yeah, so those are some of my favorite Halloween tunes, and make the Halloween spirit a little good with them. And thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda really like dug deep in my memory for all those things. Like I forgot about most of those things, and every time she said something, I was like, Oh, I forgot about that. That's so true. And now, like, the music's in my head.
I've listened to like a couple Halloween songs, but like not like at length, not like thinking
Yeah.
about it, if that makes sense. Like I could throw out,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
anyways, next we've got Lauren Small here to talk about I guess a horror version of mental health. What do you have for us today, Lauren? I'm excited.
So, an attempt to make mental health scary on Sunday self-care. I don't know. I'm going to talk about fear and irrational fears and phobias. So like everybody's like, oh, I'm claustrophobic or I'm arachnophobic, but like, what exactly is a phobia? Like, a phobia is a strong irrational fear of something that poses little or no danger. And most people know phobias such as like I said, like arachnophobia, the fear of spiders, or claustrophobia, the fear of closing spaces. And obviously everybody gets scared of a spider from time to time or like heights, but when you're so anxious that it causes detriment to your daily life, that's when it's considered a phobia. Like some phobias such as agoraphobia, like if you've ever seen Shameless, they're like the one mom like never leaves the house, or Jumanji, like the one lady like refuses to leave her house. That's like, that is so horrible on your life. Like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, because they feel like if they go out, something bad will happen, and it's
Yeah.
irrational. I actually read a memoir of someone who had agoraphobia, and it was like very interesting because it's like slightly different for everyone, but it was crazy because she developed it. Like it wasn't like her whole life was like that. She developed it in college, so like she had been away at college pretty far from her home, and she like, I don't know, like she just like couldn't leave her dorm room, and she like didn't go to class for a while because she like couldn't leave. But yeah, I just want to
That's
say
so interesting.
it was crazy. The book was called Agorafabulous. It's a good read.
Oh, all right. So if it's like confusing for anyone, like the difference between a normal fear and a phobia is like if you're on a plane and there's turbulence and you get like a little anxious and you get scared, that's just like normal fear. But a phobia would be like somebody invites you to their wedding, but you have to fly there, so you just don't go at all. Like you avoid these things, and um, like it causes negative effects in your life. Like you miss out on a lot of stuff because of it. And like you said, these phobias develop during like childhood and adolescence, and then they continue into adulthood. And they don't like go away with time. You have to like treat it with therapy like over time, and sometimes even you might need medication.
Yeah, they're like very extreme. I think the term phobia, like a lot of people will throw it around thinking it's just like, oh, a strong fear, but it's like you said, like there's a distinction, like it has to like affect your life, as
Yeah.
disrupting your life, if that makes sense.
So
Yeah,
do you guys
exactly.
have any strange phobias or a strong fear?
I don't. It's like since a phobia is like more of at an intense level, I wouldn't necessarily say I have a phobia. I definitely have some irrational fears, but they're not like interrupting my life in that way. I know Leslie knows this already, but I have a really bad fear of like bugs, but it's not like it's irrational, but it's not I wouldn't consider it a phobia. I just kind of freak out when they're around me, but it doesn't prevent me from going outside or anything. I just don't like to deal with it. So
okay, so what would you say is like your biggest fear?
my biggest fear,
The bugs?
I feel like it might be bugs. I wouldn't say it's heights because heights don't bother me. I remember. Do you remember like the whole time when everybody was talking about trypophobia, like fear of holes?
Yes.
Oh my
Does
God.
anybody have that like that? I feel like there was a whole time period where everybody was talking about that.
It freaks me out a little, not gonna lie, if I see pictures of it, but I know that they're usually photoshopped to look scary. So
Yeah, I feel like if I look at it for too long, it messes with me.
I have to click off right away.
Ew, the images that are going through my head right now. Caitlin.
Sorry, Lauren.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Are you saying it's bugs, Caitlin?
I think bugs would be my biggest fear, to be honest. If we're talking about irrational fears, probably because I just everybody's always like, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you, and that is not true. It literally they come to you. Like I'm not even doing anything. Why are you near me? Like I don't understand.
They want your food or they think you smell nice.
Yeah, I stopped wearing perfume on campus because I swear I attracted bees.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'd say my biggest fear is like fire and like my house going on fire. And for a while, I could not be around candles. I worked over that fear about a year ago, so I can now light candles, but I used to not be able to. It was a slow thing. I used to not be able to even come close to them because it would just scare me so much because I was afraid I'd knock it over and then my whole house would burn down. Like, I don't know. I don't know. My thought process was very rational, but I was just really scared of them. I also couldn't use the oven a lot growing up because I was scared of I don't know, an oven fire, which they're very how to solve an oven fire is you just turn off your oven and you close the door because fire feeds off oxygen. So I don't know why I was so scared. But other than that, I'm actually very scared of blood, and it really, really freaks me out like a lot. And I don't even want to think about it right now because it's starting to make me anxious. I hate it.
Leslie, are you somebody who doesn't like vaccines? Do shots bother you?
Oh, like I'll get them because like safety, but I freak out if I have to get a shot done. I will literally cry. It does not matter how old I am. I will literally cry every time I get a shot because it just freaks me out how they have to like inject something in you, and it's bleh, just freaks me out. I don't know how to explain it, but like this is me trying not to freak out because I'm on camera. But like, I need
I'm on camera.
I need someone to be there holding my hand. And I also, for some reason, I can't look away. I have to see them do it because I'm scared if I don't that it'll go wrong. So many irrational things. So I have
that's
to
so
watch
interesting.
it. I have to watch it, but I hate watching it.
I can't watch it. Like I'm okay with shots, but when I get like blood taken, I cannot look. I get too nervous. Like I don't know why taking blood is worse for me than getting shots. Like I just
Yeah, no,
because they can never find my vein, and I'm there, and they're like poking me, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine. Anyway,
I hate having my blood taken. I literally, the thought of like my blood going into like a tube, like that stuff just really freaks me out. So like I will have like an anxiety attack and or pass out when I have to get my blood taken. And if I'm there alone, not good. The one time I did go alone to get my blood taken and it didn't end well. And I had to drive myself home. So I'm never going alone again is what I learned from that.
Aww.
Those are my fears. Quite irrational, but
I have not irrational, but like my biggest fear is snakes, and I feel like it's 100% because my dad let me watch snakes on a plane when I was like 6, and all right, TMI, but like every time I go to the toilet, like I make sure there's I don't know why I expect there to be like a snake that's gonna crawl out. Or like anywhere, I'm just always expecting like a snake to like crawl out of an air vent or anything because of that stupid movie.
Oh, Lauren, I'm
God.
I'm
That's
getting
crazy.
worked up. This topic is putting me on edge.
No, I don't like snakes either. I don't like think about them on the daily, but when I'm like in nature, see, I'm just not good with nature. When I'm like in nature and I went apple picking recently and we saw like the skin of the snake, like the shedded part, and I literally wanted to die. Anyway.
Okay, so to wrap up, I wanted to end it on a petty note because I thought doctors or like people that would make the names of phobias and everything were like gonna be professional people, but then like they named the phobia for the fear of long words. Like it's the longest word in the dictionary. Why would you do that to the people who have to explain their phobia?
That's like
and make it the longest word in the dictionary.
Like a real sick sense of humor right there. What's the word, Lauren? Like how long is it?
Oh my god, it's hippopotamystrosis quipedaliophobia. I'm
proud of you for saying it, but that would have been fortunate if you actually had that phobia. Cause then
exactly.
Of it.
I hope anyone that has that just like close their ears for a second.
We did give them a warning.
I don't understand that. Anyway. Thank you, Lauren, for all those interesting facts.
Thank you. And have a wonderful Sunday.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Anyways, on a lighter note, nope, cut that out, Kenny. On a lighter note, we've got Ryan Trick here to make you hungry because he has 2 dishes that are Halloween themed that he'd like to share with us. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
We're good.
Good. How are you?
Awesome.
I'm gonna switch us to
yeah.
gallery so you can see both your angles.
So yeah, I have 2 angles here. I hope you guys are hungry because I have 2 fun little dishes. Both are super simple to make. You can make them with your friends. You can make them with your family. And if you're anything like us college students, they're all actually relatively cheap to make too. So the first one, I'm going to bring you guys over here. We're going to start with an appetizer for my secondary angle. Over here, we have good old quesadilla ingredients. And all you have to do is carve out the shape of a pumpkin.
I love it.
Simple. So if you carve out the shape of a pumpkin, you can do some little pumpkin carvings and make Jacko quesadillas or something of the sort. And then you can get a little scarier too, and you can make a scary one, or, and viewers beware, you can make the scariest one of all.
Oh my.
But either way, once you cut them out, you can grill them up, fry them up, and they are delicious.
This is so exciting. Look at your like art skills coming out over there. The
And
carving.
now, of course, we have some delicious dessert. This is dulce de leche. So all you need to make dulce de leche is some sweetened condensed milk. And all you have to do is boil it for a couple hours, about 3.5 hours. Just boil the can. And when you let it cool off and open it up, you'll have a delicious caramel-like substance. You can spread in a pie, let it set for a while, and you can decorate it with all sorts of things. So you can decorate it with candy corns, cookie dirt, cocoa powder, or one of my personal favorite, the banana monster.
Banana monster.
Banana monster is always fun, and just classic bananas. So over here I made my own little spooky dulce de leche pie.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
They are all very, very delicious. In my personal opinion, my favorite, I would have to say, is the dulce de leche pie. It's super simple, and to kind of prove just how easy all of these ingredients are to get and how fast pretty much all of this is to make, I really went out last night at like 6 p.m. and got all these ingredients for, I would say, probably $20 to $25. Very easy to make, yeah, and super cheap and super affordable too. So I hope you guys out there are excited and adventurous in the kitchen. One of my favorite parts about holidays has to be cooking, I'd say.
Mine too.
Because it's fun to make spooky treats. I love seeing all these spooky treats that people do for Halloween because it's my favorite season. I love seeing all these spooky treats that people make on Instagram and stuff, but they're all super complicated. And I kind of wanted to show you, doesn't have to be too complicated. Really, all you need is a couple things lying around your house, some candy, and some sweetened condensed milk.
I have to try making that because I've always wanted to make something with dulce de leche because I love it so much. So now that I know it's like that easy, now I feel like I need to try it. Like it's no excuses anymore.
Yeah, it's really easy. All you need to do is take the sweetened condensed milk, take the label off the can, obviously, put the whole can submerged in boiling water and just let it go for about, I'd say, 3.5 hours. You can do it a little bit less if you want it to drizzle it. So if you want it to be lighter and drizzle it on cakes and stuff, but 3.5 hours is good for about a pie consistency.
That sounds so easy, like time consuming, but like you could probably just
worth it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I let it boil last night while I was cooking dinner, and then it had to go a little bit after dinner, and I just let it cool off overnight. You wake up in the morning, you can crack the can open, and you basically have a can of really, really good caramel.
Oh my god.
It's one of the reasons I need to go on a diet. So this season certainly doesn't help, but
I mean, here's the thing is we've got like after this we have like Thanksgiving and like holidays coming. So like if you plan on like eating well now, it's probably not going to last. Like
definitely Definitely not, but hopefully I can be back for some more holiday themed treats as the holidays come up.
You're definitely coming back because I like these ideas and I want to see some for Thanksgiving and for the holidays. Or even if you just want to come on a random week and be like, hey guys, here's a recipe you can make your dorm. I'm here for it.
All about it.
Yes, very exciting. I love that.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for making me hungry.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was our Halloween episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. There was a lot of good stuff in there. We ended on a good note. What was
I'm so excited. My favorite?
Yeah, your favorite segment today.
I have to be honest, I got really excited with that quesadilla with the pumpkin, and I really want to try that. Like, I'm way too excited about that. Thank you, Ryan, for that, because I really need to try that.
Dulce de leche cake now.
Look, we're adding more stuff to our baking, Leslie.
Yeah, we have to make a lot of stuff on Zoom now. This is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it. My favorite segment for today was Issa's because I loved learning about the history of Halloween because there are so many things I did not know, and I can't believe I went my whole life without knowing the things that she told us. So that was pretty awesome. But shout out to everyone today who contributed to our Halloween episode. Y'all did an amazing job. And yeah, that's all I've got. Anything else, Caitlin?
Thank you for tuning in. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween if you celebrate it. And if you don't, bake some food anyway.